Again, good afternoon to you. John Verlin, On-Demand Advertising Solutions, another digital marketing update. I want to start off today with an email I meant to get to in the last podcast. A lady named Serena in Lee Summit, Missouri, is basically asking me about using content marketing versus paid ads, like Google and Twitter business, I would imagine, and Facebook and all that. And that's a good question, Serena. There's all sorts of marketing recommendations out there. A lot of marketing firms obviously are going to try to sell you what they are good at, and it's just you have to evaluate everything. But in a nutshell, you kind of, if you can, do a little of everything. There's no silver bullet completely. For example, I know businesses who spend a ton of money on Google and they're not happy. Their return isn't good. Does that mean Google doesn't work? No, it does. But it's part of the puzzle of everything. Same with Facebook marketing, same with Twitter. You're going to hear complaints, some good, mostly 50-50. That's typical of marketing in general for most businesses. So the answer is this, is that the difference, I see it, okay, and this is my opinion. Content marketing, what I do for my clients and what I do for myself, and I'll get to why this is important here today in our little piece we're going to talk about. It allows you to create original programming, so to speak, with your expertise to highlight from your competition. And if you do it in a manner that's entertaining or informative, that's accessible 24/7, that's why I like video podcasts, because it's fun, entertaining, informative. It covers a bunch of those things that is placed on a blog that you own. It's your part of your website, technically. So it's content is there to stay, and it's consistently being consumed. It's consistently being ranked by the search engines. It's not here, there, today, and tomorrow, and it's gone, as an ad can be. And yes, it takes some time to do all this, whether you pay someone or you do it yourself, but it's there to own. You own that content, but it's more important than just that. It separates you from the competition. Because guess what? Not a lot of competitors know this stuff, and not a lot of them are doing it. Matter of fact, 50% of small business owners don't even have websites. So you're way ahead of the game just understanding this about creating content. Now, you can promote it through ads and through social media. That's why that's important, to help promote your content, to draw them back to your website or your blog. It's all part of the evolution of your branding to get people into the customer experience with your brand. That's really what it's all about. Great question. It's leading into what I want to talk about today, and it's written by Megan Morez on HubSpot, called 8 Modern Tips Marketing to Millennials. This is really good information here, and it ties in exactly to what you're asking about. Number one, she's talking about millennials. They're spending an average of 25 hours a week online, and they're craving content-driven media. They're scouring websites, blogs, social media because they feel empowered by it all. The remarkable content they're discovering. Why would you want content, Serena? This is why. It's empowering. For example, my girlfriend was helping her sister fix her dishwasher, and her nephew Googled whatever the dishwasher model was and came up with a video of how to fix it. That's empowering content. She was saving a few bucks by understanding that there's a plug that can get jammed and how to drain that plug or whatever the remedy was. So they're searching for empowering content. That's what millennials like, okay? And they rank authenticity over content when consuming news. Now, we've heard a lot lately about fake news, et cetera, but their attitudes and behavior are largely inspired by people they know in person or online, or even strangers who share their interests on social networks. These are advisors. These are the thought leadership That's why content's important, to establish you as an advisor and thought leader in the mind of not only the millennials, but anybody that's searching for information. To see how that makes you stand out from your competition. Okay, number 2, outbound marketing is out. Millennials want to feel connected and involved when it comes to their purchases. Traditional marketing does not encourage this. It talks at you, basically. It doesn't engage you. We've talked about this, but these are like magazine ads, direct mail campaigns, radio ads. They impress them, but in the mind of the consumer, young consumer, they're impersonal and company-focused, filled with logos and void of any real substance. Now that's kind of scary if you're a marketer to hear that, but in a 2014 survey, Engaging Millennials Trust and Attention survey, it revealed that 84% of millennials don't trust traditional advertising. She gives an example of a university pop-up ad that's annoying. And they'd see that as fake, you're just in my face. This is why content, entertaining, educational, think of it as a soft sell. Okay, and that's why podcasting or videos or whatever, it's a soft sell answer to give you positioning in the mind of the young consumer as an authority and an expert. Inbound marketing is in. That's number 3, she says. Millennials support businesses that are dedicated to improving their customers' lives with informative content. That's a big emotional hot button there. Rather than product and service listings, millennials want ebooks, white papers, blog posts, videos, how-to information. That's inbound marketing, she points out. They appreciate thought leadership and expertise. So now this is your business's chance to get in there with killer content that ranks highly in Google and shows young consumers that you're the industry leader. Matter of fact, it says millennials are 44% more likely to trust experts. That's why they do all this, okay? Number 4, organically made for them. It's notable. They want to feel like your content was created with their interests, not their wallet in mind. Again, that's a big separator between millennials and baby boomers in how we were brought up. So that's number 4. Number 5, content marketing, and I mentioned this a minute ago, is forever enticing. It's not a passing trend. Here she gave some examples. 1895, John Deere introduces The Furrow, a free publication with tons of farming tips for farmers. 1900, Michelin Tires released a 400-page auto maintenance guide with everyday drivers in mind. That's their content. 1904, Jell-O circulated free copies of its own cookbook, highlighting creative ways to use the unique product. 1966, Nike released a 19-page booklet entitled Jogging, filled with advice on enjoying running as a recreational activity. All this is content to make them thought leaders. It goes back to 1895 or probably back to the caveman showing how to roll a wheel or whatever. But number 6, she talks about collaboration is key. Millennials are interested in having a say in becoming product co-creators. They want to be involved in your product, your service. That's why I ask for any emails or comments, anybody has any thoughts or suggestions to engage and get people involved. In fact, 42% said that they're interested in helping companies develop future products and services. How good is that? Talking about knowing your customer, how about just getting them involved? However you want to do it, contest, draw an entry of the best logo, the best, I don't know what, but collaboration is key. Number 7, use is greater than ownership. We've heard about this in other studies, but millennials prefer use over ownership. 35% of respondents in a 2014 report from the intelligence groups says they'd rather pay full price to access an item when they need it as opposed to owning it. And we're seeing this from owning a home to renting, Uber, Airbnb, Lyft, the rideshare economy, sharing economy. All of this is use as opposed to ownership. And finally, number 8, she says, millennials just want to have fun. Young consumers increasingly see the act of researching and browsing for a purchase more compelling than the purchase itself. They want to be part of the experience and the journey. So that's 8 reasons for marketing to millennials. Keep all that in mind, and I hope that ties in with Serena's email about why content's so important. It's always been important. It's now marketable through different ways, from a podcast to a video to a written blog to white papers, you name it. I like animated videos. That's why we use them for a number of reasons. They're simple. You get it in 60 seconds. You can put them on platforms, promote them from your blog, or use them in social media, however you want to do it. They're very flexible, and they're memorable. John Verlin12 at AT&T.net is my email. OnDemandAdvertisingSolutions.com is the website. We will talk to you again next week.